All right, we're here at opening face-off for game 2 of the day against the Madison Capitals. Puck's picked up by Higgy. He's taken down. That's going to be a penalty right away. Algrim with it in. He takes a shot. That's a goal by Algrim. Higgy starts to skate that up through the neutral zone. Gets tripped. Delayed penalty. Algrim picks it up and then just buries it. Blocker side. Puck's drawn into the neutral zone, picked up by Campbell. Campbell now skates it to the outside. He goes around behind the net. He gets taken on by two guys. That puck comes into the middle. That's poked away by Algrim. Campbell now with it. He's trying to center it up front. That puck gets rimmed around. Bars going to get it. He passes it back out to the point. Cronlund now with it. He passes it over to Algrim. Algrim then loses it for a little bit. Cronlund steps up. He skates it into the zone. Backhands it. That goes far to the left. Puck's now still in the zone. Capitals now move across ice. Higgy's there to break that up. Battling right here on the line. O'Brien then dumps it in deep. Guardians go in for a line change. Madison Capitals pick it up behind the net. They pass it up to the winger, then move it back to the other D back in their own zone. That's picked up by Lynette. Lynette now with it. He has that puck stripped away. Capitals then throw it up to their winger. They then go cross ice. That's broken up by Morbacek. Then puck comes back to Simonson. Simon moves it up to Campbell. Campbell now moving it through center ice. Able to gain the zone. Madison Capitals trying to get that puck out of the zone. Campbell does a nice job stripping that puck away. He then tries to center. That's pushed away. Tries one more time. It's intercepted by the Capitals. They rim it around the boards as they start to leave the zone. He loses it. Barely able to get it up. They go across ice. They're now into the Guardian zone. He gets a lane to the net. He takes a shot. What a glove save by Wall. Cap saw that opening of the net. Wall has the glove to snatch that. Robs him. Puck then runs around. Amos picks it up on the wall. He tries to chip it up out of the zone. Capitals try to dump it back in, but that's blocked. They're forced to regroup through the neutral zone. That puck bounced off the boards. That's not going to be an icing. Higgy now picks it up. He starts to skate it out of the zone. He has that puck stripped away right at the blue line. Capitals now go back in. Crowley now battling with a Caps player on the far side. They try a centering pass. He shots. That goes over the stick. Just misses. Guardians now pick it up on the half wall. He's trying to get it out into the middle and out of the zone. Puck's now just outside the blue line, picked up by Algrim. Algrim then tries to get it into the middle of the ice, but that puck's poked away. Capitals now coming back the other way. Crowley does a nice job breaking that up. As Higgy then rims it around to O'Brien. Bryan then hammers it out of the zone, picked up by the Capitals. They skate it back into their own zone. Then go try to get it. That's stripped up by Algrim. Goes on, goalie pushes it away with the stick. Capitals now trying to get that puck in the middle of the ice. That's broken up by Cronlund, then picked up by Amos. Amos now taking it down deep into the zone. Where the Capitals rim it all the way around. Amos on him. Puck's still there. Puck's loose. Capitals pick it up, take it around behind their net. O'Brien now battling down in the corner along with Campbell. That puck's centered. Then kicks out to Simonson. Simonson snaps it on, but that's deflected out. Caps then throw it out into the neutral zone. Cronlund steps around 2 guys, 3 guys. He then passes it over to Campbell. Campbell now goes into the zone. He circles back, passes to Simonson. Simonson then passes it back to Campbell. Campbell's then met by the Caps player. Caps start to leave the zone. They go across ice. That goes all the way through. Lynette's hustling back to grab that puck. Battling now in the neutral zone. Puck's tried to slip out. That comes up to Barr. Barr kicks it over to Campbell. Campbell now trying to strip it off of the Madison player. Campbell had it on his stick. That's quickly stripped away. Campbell picks it up again. He's now got 3 with him. He takes a shot towards the net, but that deflects into the corner. That's picked up by Lynette. He's battling down the corner, dumps it off. He tries to center. That hits off the side of the cage, goes behind the net. Capitals then rim it all the way around. Morbacek's able to hold his own and dump that puck back in deep. Guardians now making a line change. Capitals come out through the neutral zone. They take a shot on net. That goes way wide. Battling now down in the corner. Capitals battle on the half wall. Barr then chips it out. Barr picks it up. He's now skating it through the neutral zone. He skates it to the outside. He skates and then dumps it back in the zone, changes. O'Brien in the forecheck. He strips it away. He's got a lane in the net. He skates it through, but that's stripped away. There's a shot by Algrim. Right in the shot as that puck slips off the stick. And that's goal number 2 for the Guardians. Guardians win the draw. O'Brien now skating it through. That puck's now intercepted. Madison now battling through. They get it into the zone. Higgy now picks it up. He throws it high off the glass. Guardians now skating it out. O'Brien now taking it to the outside. He's got guys on the inside. He's now battling down in the corner. Algrim's coming in to help out. Capitals start to come up out of the zone. And that's going to be offsides. Puck step forward. Algrim picks it up. He then gets it out of the zone. He's taking it wide. He's got a guy to the left side. He fires a shot. That just goes wide. That rims all the way around and out of the zone, all the way back into the Guardian zone. Higgy picks it up. He circles around. That puck bounces over the top of his stick. He's now forced to battle with one of the Caps down in the corner. Conlon's back there to help out. Capitals rimming all the way around. He gets that puck stripped away, and Olsen's then able to hit it, and that's going to go the length of the ice for an icing. Guardians win the draw. They kick it around behind the net. He's tripped. No call. Guardians then get out of the zone. That goes all the way down in the Cap zone. That's not going to be enough for an icing. Amos in hot pursuit. They flip it into the neutral zone. Campbell picks it up. And puck squirts out to the Guardians D. Morvacek tries to pass. That breaks up. He takes a shot, and that's a goal. Morvacek trying to get that puck up the ice, bounces off a Caps player, gives them an opportunity, laying right to the net, and they capitalize. Guardians lead by 1, 2-1, 6:18 left in the first period. Barr with the puck, he goes down. Caps now get it out of the zone. Algrim's there, he picks it up. Maurer now is trying to get it deep into the zone. Capitals pick it up. They then throw it out. That's intercepted by Algrim. Algrim now skating along the blue line. He passes over to Lynette. Lynette now trying to get over to Barr. They hits off a Cap skate and into the corner. Algrim then picks up the puck. He gets it back to Higgy. Higgy fires it on net. And that's able to get sealed up by the goaltender. Face off down in the Cap zone. Caps win that draw. They push it out. Higgy's there to hold the line. He skates it around. He's now looking to center pass. He gets it over to Lynette. Lynette shot. That's a goal! Higgy takes it in, steps up, sees that opening to center. He gets it all the way across ice to the back door to Lynette. And that's 3-1 Guardians. Face-offs push forward. Algrim now trying to enter the zone. Barr kicks it off his skate. Lynette picks it up. Linette's taking it to the outside. He then dumps it in deep. Madison's picking it up behind their net. Barr's in pursuit. They rim it around. That goes up to the half wall. Barr then strips it down. He goes in for a line change. Capitals then move it up to the middle of the ice. Higgy's skating back. He's going to catch him. O'Brien's there. They move it into the middle of the ice. That's stripped away by Olsen. Puck's now into the far corner. Caps try to centering pass, but that's intercepted by Cronlund. Cronlund now skating through. He's leaving. He gets a shot on net, and that's a goal by Cronlund! Cronlund picks that up in his own zone, skates it through the neutral zone. There's a couple head fakes. Takes to the outside, beats the goalie to the low left side. That's 4-1. Guardians lead. 4:51 left in the first period. Faceoff's pushed forward. Guardians trying to pick it up. Campbell's there. He backhands it in. Brian there battling on the wall. That goes deep. Caps then go to the far side of the ice, break it out of their zone. They're now moving through the neutral zone. Simonson steps up. And Morvacek comes over to help out. O'Brien skates back. He's able to pick that up. Puck's now in the middle of the zone. Caps forced to dump it all the way into the far side. Simonson throws it up the half wall. Caps were able to retrieve it. Now battle. Still battling right there in the corner. Simonson picks it up and he flips it up out of the zone. Caps then throw it over. Picked up by Olsen. Olsen throws around one guy. He's trying to beat to that puck. Caps then rim it all the way around the boards. O'Brien picks it up on the other side. He skates it around the Caps net. Has that puck stripped away. Now Caps are starting to leave the zone. They pass it up. That's Olsen taking back. He strips it away. Morvacek. That's going to be offsides on the Caps. Face-off's one to the wall. Cronlund steps up, moves that puck. Caps pick it up. They're trying to regroup. That's tipped by the Guardians, so it's not going to be an icing. That goes all the way down into the near corner here. Both teams battling down in the corner. That comes in around the net. Cronlund comes back to help out. He rims it up. He tries to get it up to Amos. Amos can't quite hold on. That's stripped away by Cronlund. Cronlund now moving up the ice. He gets that puck stripped away. He's now battling there on the half wall. Caps come out with it. They're starting to leave their own zone. They then go cross ice. Algrim's there. He swung at that puck, just got a little long, hit the skates. He goes down. That's going to be a penalty on Algrim for tripping. Campbell picks that puck up. He's got some speed going through the neutral zone. He skates it to the net. He winds up. He takes a shot, and that's gloved by the goaltender. Well, a face-off down in the Cap zone. Campbell lines up, takes a draw. That's one to Barr. Barr puts it back out to Simonson. Simonson fires it on net. That's through traffic. That's a goal! Barr to Simonson, and then Campbell's able to get the rebound for the 5th goal of the game. Come with me now. Come with me now. Caps win the draw back to their defense. They throw it up the wall. That's picked up. They gain the zone. They move it into the middle of the ice. They take a shot, and that's sealed up by Wall. Face-off still at the dot. That goes back to Simonson. Simonson then chips up the ice. That hits off the rear end of Barr. Morbicek then pushes it out. Campbell picks it up. He starts to move it out. He passes it over to Barr. That hits a skate. He's not able to hold on to it clean. Caps aren't able to hold on to it either. Puck goes down deep into their zone. They rim it up the boards and then push it through the middle. Morbicek then puts a stick on it. Steps up right on the blue line. Unable to get it out. Caps now with it. They're skating right at the top of the circles. They fire. That goes right over the top of the net. Oh, just inside. Not able to get it. Barr steps around one guy. He's got room. He skates it to the outside. He then has that puck poked away. He's waiting for his teammates to come in. He still has control of the puck. He's going to try to get that puck into the middle. He then rims it around the boards. Campbell's there. O'Brien's able to pick that up, pass out to Crom, and Crom then almost gets his pocket picked. Barr's then back. He throws it all the way in. Caps now regrouping in their own zone. They go D to D. They then go up the middle, but that's intercepted by O'Brien. Now battling here right in front. Caps come out with it. Higgy steps up. They shoot it on net. That goes wide. Higgy now puts it all the way, it's Olsen then gets it out of the zone. That's going to be offsides on the Caps. .54 seconds left in the first period. Face-off just outside the Guardian zone. Olsen comes out with it. He skates it into the zone. He gets tripped up a little bit, but is able to stay on his feet. He then shoots it towards the net. That's a rebound out front. That kicks out to Cromlin. He's not able to hold it. Puck slips out of the zone. D goes D to D over to Heggie. Heggie then moves it up to O'Brien. O'Brien steps around one guy, trying to get it back to Higgy. Higgy then hustles back, regains control of the puck, gains the red line, and then gets it up to O'Brien. O'Brien then crosses it over, trying to get it to Olsen. Olsen now with the puck. He throws it behind the net. Caps pick it up in the near corner. O'Brien's there to quickly get control of that puck. Aldrin with it now. He fires it over to Olsen. Olsen has the back door, but the goalie's able to slide over there just in time to stop that one from going in. Eight seconds left. Guardians try to win this face-off, get a quick shot. That goes back to Higgy. Higgy then gets tripped. Capitals now able to get it out of the zone. 1 second left. That's going to do it for the period. Good period for the Guardians. They came out strong. 5-1 after one. Couple great plays by the Guardians. Caps are going to have to sit there and try to figure out how to regroup and come back. The Guardians just have to keep putting the pressure on and come back out with a good, strong second period. All right, we're back with the second period. A quick intermission there. Both teams lining up, take the draw. Nemo's trying to get a little head start there. Ref's pushing him back. Gets pushed back one more time. Face-off's won by the Guardians. Campbell now with it. Campbell now skates it through. He gets it in the middle of the ice. He takes a shot, but that just slips off his stick. Goes wide of the net. Lynette now with it, behind the net. He passes it out front. Puck's loose. That's real loose in front of the net. Campbell with it. He shoots. That deflects off a stick up over the net. Lynette now picks it up. He tries to get it out to the D, but that's intercepted by the Capitals. They then go across ice. Simonson reads that one well and steps in and dumps it in deep. Capitals pick it up behind their net and they lose it. Now Algrim with it. He passes it out to the middle. Picked up by Morvacek. Morvacek passed to Campbell. Campbell circles deep into the zone. He's got two guys on him. Amos comes in to help out. Madison comes out with it. They then rim it around the boards. Something happened. It doesn't get any stick on that. Puck's now beat deep behind the net once more. Capitals then rim it around. Simonson steps up to hold the zone. Guardians then get a shot. Doesn't get all the way through the net and flex off into the corner. Caps slap it all the way down the ice. Goes right on net, so it won't be an icing. Guardians then pass it up. They then go cross ice. Amos is there. He's going to pick that up one off the boards. That gets up to Algrim. Oh, just not able to reach it. Caps now circling back the other way. He steps around Morvacek. Algrim there. He's able to get control. Poke that puck into the corner. Morvacek now picks it up. He skates it out of the zone. He's skating up the far side here. He gets that puck stripped away. Now picked up by Amos. Now Algrim with the puck. He's circling behind the net. Tries to get it out front. Puck's loose. Backhands it just over the net. Puck's now loose. That's tipped in by Campbell, I believe. That's just a good, hard-working goal there. They're digging in the corner. They throw it towards the net. Campbell's able to throw his stick out there, deflect it just enough right into the net. Capital skating it through the neutral zone. He's met by a bunch of Guardians. Now puck's coming the other way. Campbell gets it into the zone, but they're going to call offsides. Face-off pushed forward by the Guardians and back out of the zone. Piggy picks it up. He's trying to regroup. He cuts back. He throws it up the bar. Bar now with it to the outside. He plows through. The puck ends up squirting out of the zone. Cronlund now regrouping. He waits. Everybody's on side, then dumps it into the far corner. O'Brien's there. First one in the forecheck. Caps then throw it in. Algrim tries to hold that zone, but it squirts out. Caps then throw it up the ice. That's intercepted by Cronlund. Cronlund passes it up to O'Brien. O'Brien now moves it in the ice. He gets that puck stripped away. Cronlund trying to hold his own, but that puck comes out. But we had a whistle. That ref's whistle must be froze up. Hard to hear. Kind of weight left in the second period. Guardians now battling for possession. They're going to be offsides once more. Face-off pushed forward by the Guardians. Lynette picks it up. He steps around one guy. He takes it inside, takes a shot. That goes wide. Campbell now picking it up in the far corner. He backhands it out to Hagee. Hagee steps up. He now skates it into the zone. He then has that puck stripped away. Guardians do a good job back checking, holding that zone. And that now gets it up to Campbell. Campbell now with a little bit of room. He's skating around net. He's trying to look for an opening. He passes it out to Cronlund. Cronlund then tries to catch on his backhand. Can't quite hold on to it. And is forced to regroup in the neutral zone. Hagee picks it up in his own zone. He circles back. He tries to get it up to Olsen. Now battling there on the half wall. Caps now with it at the top of the circles. Lynette trying to poke that puck away. And that's going to be a penalty on the Guardians. Biggie will go in the box. Guardians will have to go on the kill. 9:12 left. in the second period. Face off down in the Guardian zone. Guardians win that draw back. Simonson picks it up behind the net. He stops. He cuts back the other way. He then throws it up. That's a bouncing puck. Caps aren't able to hit it. Algrim's there. He steps around. He's got one guy to beat. He's got O'Brien moving up. He shoots. O'Brien's there. That's through. That's a goal. That's a goal. Algrim takes that shot. That puck goes right up in the air. O'Brien's there. Takes a baseball hack, whacks it out of the air, and through the 5-hole the goaltender. That's a shorthanded goal for the Guardians, putting them up 7-1. Guardians win the draw. Simonson steps up, pushes that puck back in the neutral zone. Madison then throws it all the way back down the zone. More of a check to retrieve. He then rims it all the way around. O'Brien's trying to get there, but Caps are able to get it back in deep. Teams battling out front. Caps have a shot. That's pad saved by a wall and covers it up. Faceoff's won all the way out of the Guardian or zone. They call good. Other ref blows it dead. That's going to be offsides. Campbell intercepts that puck right on the blue line, and he has it stripped away. That's going to be way offsides by the Caps. Caps win that draw. They go D to D. They then move up the ice. That's intercepted by Higgy. Campbell now with it. He has that puck taken away. Capitals now go to the far side of the ice. Higgy's stepping up, trying to break that play up. Let's there to help out. Caps now trying to center that puck. They bring it all the way around the net. Amos is back. He rubs that guy out, trying to get control. Puck's loose down on the half wall. That comes out to Caps D. That's tipped by one of our own defenders. Wall's there. He gets over. 2 saves by Wall. Puck's now in the corner. Cronlin comes out with it. He started to skate it out of his zone. He then moves it up into the middle of the ice to Campbell. Campbell now steps around one guy. He's got to lay into the net. He takes a shot. That goes wide. Picked up by Madison. Madison skates it back around their net. Lynette there trying to hold. Defense steps up. Caps come out with it. They now skate it out of their zone into the neutral zone. They get it over the red line and then just dump it in deep. Simonson back to retrieve for the Guardians. He circles back up the ice, skating it out of his own zone. He then backhands it up to Amos. Amos can't hold on. Caps coming back the other way. They got some speed coming to the inside here. He then cuts back to the middle of the ice. Still has control of the puck. Simonson pushing them all the way out. They're now trying to get into the middle of the ice. Picked up by Campbell. That kicks out to Madison D. They throw it back down deep. Crowley now with it in the corner. He tries to tuck it back and go the other way. He then rims it around the net. Amos trying to get there to tip it out of the zone, which he does. Caps now regrouping in their neutral zone. Amos strips that puck away and then throws it up. Caps now coming back. Guarded just on sides. Amos now with the puck. He's got a lane. He has that puck stripped away, then backhands it on net. Blocked away by the goaltender. Puck's now rimmed all the way around. Simonson moves up into the zone to hold. Caps now, they throw it up the boards once more. Simonson holds once again. He then throws it into the middle of the ice, and their D throws it all the way down for an icing. Algrim in to take the draw in the cap zone. He wins it back to Simonson. Simonson then goes D to Moravicek. Moravicek now pass it over to Barr. Barr now with it in the corner. He cuts back. He's now looking to get it into the middle. He's battling now with a few guys. That puck's now behind the net. Algrim's trying to get to it. He does. He tries to push it out to the middle. Moravicek's going to step up. He throws it towards the net. That's tipped by their Madison player. Barr now with control of the puck behind the net. He's now looking for an opening. He passes it over to Campbell. Campbell now back to Barr. Barr cuts back the other way. He then gets it over to Simonson. Simonson then skates in his zone, tries to backhand it on net, but has that pushed away. Madison now coming back the other way. Barr's trying to push him out as Guardians trying to hold the zone. O'Brien intercepts that puck. He's now skating it into the zone. He steps around one guy through. He takes a shot. Puck's loose in front of the net. Algrim trying to break that up. He gets that stripped away from the Madison player. Now Higgy steps up. He goes around a few guys. He's trying to find the middle of the ice. He passes it over to Barr. Barr shoots. That's blocked. Now in front of the net. That's loose. That's a goal. I believe that was from Higgy. Barr shoots. Blocks up in the air. Loose in front of the net. And who put that in? Who ended up, I don't know if it was O'Brien or Campbell that put that in. That puts the Guardians up by 7. Well in the runtime. Campbell now with it. He's skating it to the outside. He's got speed. He then backhand toe drags right into the net, but then has it broken up. Madison goes up the wall. Defense is pinching for the Guardians. Higgy now at the puck. He skates it around the net. He still has control of the puck. He skates it to the middle. He shoots. That's pushed away. Goalie's trying to cover it up, unable to do so. Guardians now still in possession. Has that puck stripped away. Madison now starting to skate it out of their zone. Now coming through the neutral zone. They dump it all the way into the far corner. Higgy's there, battling. O'Brien steps in to help out. Higgy now with it. He's trying to get it up the boards, unable to quite get it there. Campbell now, that comes out to Lynette. Lynette not able to backhand it off the boards into the neutral zone. Madison now trying to regroup. They step around a few guys. They're offsides. Ref lets that one go. Puck comes into the near corner. Conlon tries to get a stick on it, and they center it. That comes out to their D. They take a shot. That's blocked by Wall. Loose out front. That's a goal by the Caps. Wall had that initial save. Puck comes out in front. They tap in a rebound. Simonson takes the puck. He backhands it up to Amos. Amos trying to get it in deep. Caps come out with it. That's intercepted by O'Brien. O'Brien steps around one guy, then trying to get it back to Amos. That goes to Algrim. Algrim shoots, and that's a goal. That's O'Brien giving the dish to Algrim. Algrim able to bury that one. Guardian skated into the zone and circle back. Madison now carrying up the wall. Algrim there. He is able to stop him. Puck's now loose. Caps then come back. They're able to just get it outside the zone. Guardians have to regroup. Amos trying to get that in open space. Caps are able to pick it up. They then throw it in the middle of the ice. That's intercepted by the Guardians defense. Simonson then skates it up. Algram now with it. He circles into the zone. He's trying to get through. He comes back with the puck. Now circle around, moves it out to Amos. Amos can't quite hold on to it. Simonson then moves up into the zone. He tries a center. That's blocked away. Comes right back to him. He passes it over to Amos. Amos now battling, has that puck stripped away. Now Capital's coming back the other way. Morvacek steps up, pushes him to the outside. Then Campbell there to fully break that up. Morvacek then throws it up the wall. Amos trying to get it around the ref. Madison then throws it back in deep. Puck's now loose. Picked up by O'Brien. O'Brien passes it up to Campbell. Campbell now skating it up the outside. He passes it over to Amos. Amos now with a shot. That's blocked away by the goaltender. Comes back to Amos. Amos now trying to hold it. Caps now flip it up back into the zone. Higgy now not trying to allow him to get it into the middle. Crowlin does a nice job keeping it to the outside. He then moves it up. Guardians now got a 2-on-1. They pass it up to Barr. Barr passes it back. That's a backhand. Just gets the pad over. Not sure how he kept that one out, but he's able to do so. Cronin picks it up. He passes it over to Higgy. Higgy fires it out net. That's well wide, and that's going to do it for the end of this period. After 2, Guardians 9, Madison Capitals 2. We'll take a quick break. We'll come back for the third. Campbell takes the draw. He skates up the ice. He passes it over to Barr. Barr now with it. He tries to get it to the outside. That's sealed up by the goaltender. Yeah. Were you listening? I was listening on the drive here. Kind of plugged in, so hear everything. That works out pretty good. Yeah, it does. Campbell pushes that draw over to the boards. That's picked up by Cromlin. Cromlin now starts to skate in the zone. He passes the Barr. That's loose in front of the net. Capitals come out with it. Cromlin now swiping, trying to hold that zone. Campbell's trying to get that around the defender. Puck's loose right on the blue line. Barr picks it up. He starts to skate it into the zone. He skates it to the outside and has that puck taken away. It comes back to Higgy. That bounces over the stick back into the Guardian zone. Cromlin's back to retrieve. He passes it up to Barr. Barr now with it on the half wall. That comes out to the Capitals. They throw it on net. Higgy then picks it up. He starts to skate it up the ice. He pushes to the outside. He then takes a shot, but that's kicked away. Capitals now coming out the other side. They move it up through the middle of the neutral zone. That's broken up. That comes back to Morvacek. Morvacek now with some room. He passes, tries to get up the Barr. That's a little long. Not going to call an icing. Guardians making a line change. Capitals now with it behind their net. Algram in pursuit. That puck kicks out. Simonson's forced to move over. He cuts back, he circles, he then dumps it out of the zone. Capitals pick it up in neutral zone. They're trying to get it through, which they do. Now enters into the Guardian zone. Algrim there battling along with Morvacek. That puck comes out. It's moving in towards behind the net. That's rimmed and around. Simonson now battling. Capitals come out with it to now make a lane to the net. They shoot. That goes off the cage of the goaltender. Capitals now with it. They're in the top of the Sox. He goes down. Algrim now, he gets it pushed out. Capitals are able to get back and get it. They're now going cross ice. That misses the target. That's going to go back into the Guardian zone. They're going to call an icing. Caps win the draw. When that's back there, he moves it out front. Puck's loose. Amos takes a shot. That's blocked away. Campbell now with the puck. He circles through the top of the zone. He fires. That's a goal. Campbell skates around the top of the circles, gets in to the top of the slot there, fires it, beats that goalie goal right side. Gwinnett now with the puck. That gets back to Higgy. Higgy steps up to hold the zone. That's going to be a penalty on Higgy as he's trying to hit that puck, gets caught up in the skates, and Capitals go down. That's going to be a penalty. Puck gets drawn back to the Caps D. They go far side. That's intercepted by Barr. Barr now with it. He skates it to the outside. He's got a guy with him. He dishes it over. He's not able to hold on to it. Puck goes down into the far corner. Capitals now coming out with it. Simonson then dumps it in deep. Guardians are able to hold the zone. Capitals now coming back. Capitals then try to move it in the middle. That's broken up by Simonson. Simonson then chips it up off the boards. That's going to go all the way down. Not enough for an icing. Capitals then move it up into the neutral zone. That's intercepted by Algrim. Shot by Algrim, gloved by the Caps. Puck comes back to Campbell. Campbell then throws it in deep. Algrim now battling in the corner. Everybody goes down. Puck's loose right out in front. Goalie's not able to cover it. Still loose. Caps come out with it. They're now starting to skate it out of their zone. Algrim hustles back. Gronlund pushed him to the outside, forcing them to dump it in. Campbell's back to retrieve. He stops. He comes back the other way. He passes it up to Olsen. Olsen can't quite hold on. Puck triples out into the neutral zone. Madison skates it all the way into their zone, trying to regroup. Guardians now in possession. Algrim now with it in the neutral zone. He's skating it into the zone. He drops it to Lynette. Lynette now has a lane. He tries to shoot, comes off his stick. Capitals now coming back with it the other way. Simonson able to strip that puck away. Puck's now just outside the blue line. Caps now fire it. That's blocked by Algram. Puck's then shot out of the zone. That goes all the way down into the Capital zone. That's not enough for an icing. They're going to have to regroup. They skate around their net. They then throw it up and out of the zone. That comes back to Simonson. Simonson then moves it over to Morvacek. Morvacek now tries to get in the middle. That pass is intercepted. Barr now back. He strips that puck away. He's now coming the other way. Barr now moving to the outside. He takes it. He scups the outside. Throws it back in the middle. Gets him on the back door. He just goes over the top of his stick. Simonson now with it. He moves it up into the zone. He passes it over to O'Brien. O'Brien to Barr. Barr shoots. That's a goal. So good puck movement there. Finds Barr on the back door. That's Guardians 11. Madison Capitals 2. Puck's won by the Guardians. Campbell picks it up. He's now skating into the zone. He pushes it out. He's got Olsen right on him. He shoots. That just goes over the net. I don't even think that goalie saw that. Madison picks it up. They skated around behind their net. Campbell's there to try to cut him off. Simonson then steps up to hold. Puck then comes out of the zone in the neutral zone. Morvacek's coming over. He kicks it up the wall, picked up by Campbell. Campbell now going far side to Algram. Algram now skates it into the zone. He's got Olsen into the inside. He passes it up to Campbell. Campbell shoots. That stick saved away into the corner. Guardians now battling down in the corner. Campbell strong on his stick. Comes back. He gets into the middle of the ice. He's tripped. That's going to be a penalty on the Capitals. Goaltender not coming out. That shot on net. Puck still loose. Shot again. Blocked again. That's in. That's a goal. So 3-4 shots on the goaltender there. Kicks out and finally able to tap in one of them rebounds. That will negate the penalty. We'll come back to full strength. 12-2. Guardians on top. 4:58 left in the third period. Capitals coming back through neutral ice. They start to gain the zone. That's broken up by Cronlund. Cronlund then circles it back deep into his zone. He cuts back the other way. He then moves it up the boards. And we're going to get a penalty for a rough. Pass comes out to Barr. Barr now within the neutral zone. He gets that stripped away. Capitals now picking it up, trying to gain the zone. Barr hustles back. He's able to break that up. He then passes it up to O'Brien. O'Brien steps around one guy. He gets that puck stripped away. Hagee now picks it up. They're on sides. Goaltender then forced to cover that one up. Capitals skating around their net. They then throw it into the middle of the ice. They're now coming through the neutral zone. They go to the far side. Morvacek forces a step up. He gets around. He passes into the middle. Woo! That hits off the skate. Just goes wide of the net. Moravicek now battling down in the corner. Amos is there helping out. They backhand it. That goes into the far corner. Madison then goes back to their point. They then throw it towards the net. That's intercepted by Simonson. Simonson then passes up to Campbell. Campbell now tries to get into the middle of the ice. Gets that stripped away, but he's able to get it back. Madison now starting to leave their zone. They then pass it cross ice and then dump it down deep into the zone. Moravicek's going to be back to pick that one up behind the net. Then tries to get it up to Campbell. That's intercepted. Moravicek able to push that puck out of the zone. That goes all the way down to the Capital zone. Algrim's going to beat him there. Algrim then sees an opening, tries to get it into the middle. Unable to get it. That comes out to the neutral zone. Cronlund waiting for his guys to get on sides. He circles back to regroup. He then passes it up to Campbell. Campbell now stops, creates some space, passes it over to Simonson. Simonson moves around. Two guys. He now moves it into the middle of the ice. That goes off the side of the net. Algrim's able to hold that zone. He then dumps it in deep. Olsen's back, trying to get that puck as it rims around. Madison now starting to skate it out of their zone. Algrim's able to tap that one back in. Puck then gets loose in the neutral zone. Campbell picks it up, skating it back into the zone. He then cuts it back to the middle of the ice. Olsen shoots, and that's sealed up by the goaltender. Face-off's won by the Guardians. Algrim now steps in. He steps into the middle of the ice. He then backhands it towards the goal, and that's covered up by the goaltender. Go back, have another face-off down here in the cap zone. Minute 17 left, run time. Puck's won back to the point. Cronlund then goes. He has that puck intercepted right in the middle of the ice. They got a breakaway. He dances around. He tries to get it. Wall's able to get his leg over. Not able to get a good shot on net. That puck comes up to Barr. Barr's got a guy to the outside. He steps into the middle. He then drops it to Lynette. Lynette shoots. That just goes wide. O'Brien trying to bat that one out of the air. He picks it up in the corner. Puck's loose. O'Brien now skates around the net, wraps it right around and in. We may get one more face-off in here as the Madison comes out. Got about 10 seconds left. Face-offs won by the Caps. That goes all the way down in the Guardian zone. They're offside, so that's going to be a whistle, but that'll do it for this game. Guardians came out strong all game long, moved the puck well, and ended with a final score of 13-2. That'll wrap it up for tonight. We'll be back again tomorrow here in Rice Lake to face the Capitals one more time for the 3-game series. Once again, I'd like to say thank you for tuning in. We'll be back again tomorrow at around 10, I think. And we should have the live stream going. So thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.